Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I don't know why. The first time that I do an intro, like the first one, it always comes out wonky. Like it's always third time's a charm, you know? Like third time, I get it right. Get it right, get it tight. Okay. Take two. Got this. Sleek them eyebrows. You got this. Hey guys, for today's video, I thought I would do a how to avoid cake face makeup. Basically, it's going to be all about foundation, how to prep the skin, how to make your foundation last all day without it feeling or looking cakey. I've definitely been there where I've had a very cakey foundation, just a lot, you know, especially when my acne got really bad and I didn't really know how to cover it. I just thought like the more foundation I layer, the better it's gonna look, but might have looked all right at first, but as the day goes on and like your oils kick in and stuff, you know, it starts, the separation and all the little cracks and crevices of your skin start happening, and it's just, it doesn't look that cute anymore. So I wanted to share a few tips with you guys and a few little tricks that I've learned along the way on how to get a really full coverage, because yo girl needs full coverage, and a really long lasting foundation base. I hope you guys will enjoy this video. I love foundation. I love anything to do with foundation. Foundation is my #1 thing in makeup. I had a little brain fart just then. I was like, in what? I want to start doing more foundation reviews, just trying lots of different foundations. Let me know what you guys think of that, because I really want to do that. I just love foundations, you guys, and I love trying new ones and stuff. And so if you're interested in that, let me know, and I could do like a foundation day, like a foundation Friday. Ooh, that could be it. Foundation Friday, Foundation Friday. That could be it. So let me know. All right, let's get started. First thing that I always do is I make sure to start off with a good skincare. So in the morning I wake up, I wash my face with a really simple light cleanser, and then I go in and I put on a really nice serum. I actually just found this one serum on Amazon that's like 10 bucks. That is amazing. It has hyaluronic acid and it has vitamin C, and then of course a moisturizer. So I already did all those steps, but I'm sure you've heard of it many times. Skincare is a huge part of how your makeup application will look in the end result. Next thing that's also really important, primer, you guys. Not gonna lie, I don't wear primer every day. I just forget. I don't know, like I'll go to like apply my foundation, I'm like, I forgot the primer. I always forget. I feel like it needs to like become it needs to become more part of my routine. Like I need to put it on my vanity so it's just like in front of my face and I don't forget, because I just forget, you know. But every time I do wear primer, I see such a difference in the way that my makeup applies and the foundation lays and how it lasts throughout the day. So I do highly recommend it. These two right here in combination I love. This one is the Pores No More Luminizer Primer by Dr. Brandt. I just got this in my BoxyCharm, and I really like this because it's like luminizing supposedly, and so it gives your skin a little bit of hydration, but it also fills the pores in at the same time. So I just apply that like right where my pores are largest, which is really right here, and then I kind of drag it all over my face and then kind of pat it. I put it on my forehead too, because my forehead tends to be quite dry. I have like a wrinkle right there. When I go like this, you can see it. And I put it on my chin because I have like a little dip in my chin right there. I don't know if you can see it, but foundation tends to get stuck in that dip and it's really annoying. Now I'm gonna go in with the Smashbox. This is definitely not necessary. You could just do one primer, but I just like the Smashbox primer because it's like very silicone-y like, so I feel like it really fills in the pore, whereas like the Dr. Brandt is kind of just like really moisturizing. It doesn't really have that silicone feel to it. So I like to put this one just like right here and then on my chin again. A little bit where I have that little wrinkle. And now it's time for the foundation. So for foundation, I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Not really going to say anything about this foundation. I'm always talking about this foundation. I'm always using this foundation. It's just so cheap and it works really well. So I love it. I love everything about this foundation. I'm going to go and blend it out. And I just use my Real Techniques little sponge because it's my favorite for blending out the foundation. Also, a sponge is definitely the best if you want to avoid cake face because it will soak up some of the product, some of that foundation, so it gives you like a light hand application versus a brush. Make sure you kind of do like this little weird face, you know, when you're going around your nose. Because that makes sure that you get all around the circumference, because I always get buildup around my nose and that like cakey sort of thing, and that's why applying a little bit of the primer around the nose there helps a lot, because it kind of fills that gap a little bit, and then also blending out that foundation really well. I love this moisturizer lip balm. After you've blended out that first layer of foundation, I go in with concealer. Using a concealer that is in your foundation shade or similar is the best way to cover up any extra blemishes that you have on your skin, any redness that's peeking through. You can also use the foundation to just kind of spot conceal with it. I do that all the time too, or apply like, it's kind of like applying 2 really thin coats of foundation, but instead of applying the second coat all over your face, you just kind of focus on the areas that you want more of that coverage. But using a concealer is definitely a lot quicker, I feel like, and easier, and a concealer is more concentrated, so it'll give you better coverage. This one is by Revlon. It's the Photoready. It's a stick form. Really creamy concealer. This is in the medium shade. And I'm just going to be putting that basically on all of my pimples that I have. That's like peeking through and that one layer of foundation didn't cover. That's where I'm going to be putting this. And the awesome thing about like a cream is that it'll stay in that concentrated spot that you put it, versus like a liquid. It kind of will spread out and you'll end up having like another coat of foundation versus having one coat of foundation and just spot concealing and keeping that coverage in those specific areas, which gives you that more kind of natural sort of finish and that avoiding like the cake face kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So love this. Highly recommend this Revlon stick. My apologies, you guys, if you can hear all the noise in the background. That is a lot of traffic, a lot of LA traffic. I live in downtown. It gets quite loud at traffic hour. Next, under eye concealer. Love me a bright under eye. Who doesn't, right? It just wakes you up and makes you look so much fresher. The Master Conceal by Maybelline, hands down one of my all-time favorite concealers. It is so good, such good coverage and blendability and lasting power. It's just amazing. So I just put kind of a little dollop on each side, and then I like to kind of blend it with my finger because this really warms the product up, and it makes such a big difference because it kind of melts into the skin. I'm gonna put a little on my chin, a little on my forehead, whatever's really left on my finger, and then blend it out. Little technique, if you want your like product, like your liquid products to have more coverage, leave them on for about a minute. like that concealer under my eyes, I'm gonna leave it on from like 30 seconds to a minute and then blend it out, and you'll see it's gonna make a huge difference in how much coverage it has, because it almost makes the product sort of set and like dry a little bit on the skin, and then when you go to blend it out, it doesn't all blend away. It kind of sticks there, you know, it's like set already. Also, this little one right here, I'm gonna put a little more concealer on that because, well, guess what? That one was fresh and it just has a little bit too much redness. Don't be afraid to go in with a little more concealer. Very soft, kind of little patting motions. At this point, we're done blending everything out. Everything looks good. Now it's time to wait. Okay, let me tell you why. I always wait about 5 minutes before applying my powders over my foundation, over my liquid products, because it makes a huge difference in the lasting power. Your foundation is like the cake batter, and once you put flour onto it, it just like soaks it up, you know? And if you wait a little bit and you let the foundation kind of set and you put the powder on top, it'll set it in a really beautiful way that will last you way longer. You guys, I'm so frustrated. I just came back and I thought I was filming and I wasn't. I don't know what happened. The camera just stopped recording, and usually it has like a little beep sound, and I didn't realize because I don't have like a little viewfinder, so I can't see. I use like a little mirror. Sorry if I just flashed you. But what I did was I basically baked my under eye area. I baked around my nose, like around my nostrils and my whole nose, and then I also baked this like center of the forehead and the chin. And I like to bake my entire nose, which is kind of extra. Sounds a little funny probably, but the nose is like a 3D part on our face, right? It's like the one that's like sticking out, you know? So that's where the foundation comes off first, at least for me. So I love baking it because it really sets it in and it just locks the foundation in. So basically the baking method is perfect for any areas of your face that you want to set, lock in, and brighten a little bit. So for me, that's mostly just the center of the face. And then everything else, I just use a big powder brush and I just kind of lightly tap a little powder everywhere. And I'm sorry you guys didn't get to really see that whole process, but I used a little sponge like this. This is also a Real Technique sponge, but it's a small one, so I like that it's small for baking. It's really great because you can really get under the eyes, like in the nose area really well. After you let the powder sit there for 2 to 3 minutes, you can go ahead and wipe it off. If you leave it on for too long, I do feel like it can kind of, you know, make it a little dry. So I just leave it on for a few minutes and just go ahead and wipe away. And when I'm wiping, I actually like to kind of pat instead of just like swipe. I feel like that helps lock it in place as well. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my face, the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back to show you guys the last very crucial step. You guys will probably guess what it is. I'll see you in a second. And I took a little too long to do my makeup, so I had to run out the door to get to work. But the last step is Max Fix Plus. This is super key. It just makes the makeup melt into your skin and look more like skin. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!